Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Whiskey. Back with another review. We had a wee week off. Do apologise, super busy. A lot of travelling about with the in-laws. We got to go to some amazing places. So I just took a wee week off and now we're back with something new. Opened this whilst they were here. This is the Turntable blend. So I think relatively new to the whisky scene, but they've got over 20 years. It's two brothers, the only company with about 20 years between them in the whisky industry, and they came up with this branding, which I think is pretty cool. All small batch releases, but this is a blended whiskey. Blended Scotch whiskey, this one's called Smokin Riff. So the name's going to give a little bit away. Some peat in here, but there's also some grain whiskey. I've actually had to write down the actual makeup of it because there's a few things in it which I didn't really appreciate at the time when I tried it in the first instance. So I'm hoping today we can break it down, really get in to know it, and see exactly what it is. So this here, Turntable blended whiskey, wee dumpy bottle. It's still a 70cl. It's 46%, non-chill filtered, natural colour, and we get that nice big bold writing on the front, which I really like. Blended and bottled in Scotland. So here we have, it's a 21% Knockdo PX cask that's been in, 18% Cleela in a bourbon cask, 24% Craigellachie in a PX cask. We go back to Cleela, 9% in a red wine, and it finishes in 28% of a North British virgin oak. So it's only 28% grain, and then the rest is 72% malt. So it's a higher malt category. A little bit of the kind of peat side in there. It's close to, there's more non-peaty stuff in here. So we're going to have a little bit in the background, a lot of PX and that virgin oak on the grain. I love a virgin oak cask. The tomato virgin oak is one of my favourite drams. I actually just picked another bottle up there because the other one was finished. So it's going to be cool to see how this all marries up, and it must be difficult to do something like that, right? It's not going to be something, let's just put them all together. It's got to be a little bit behind it. And Smokin Riff, so they've got, for all the brands that they've got in the turntable, hence music, right? Smokin Riff. This is part of the core range, I believe. I was in a bar, I think, not so long ago, a few months back, and I tried this, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought I'm going to try and find a bottle. I just struggled to find a bottle. I couldn't find one anywhere. Kind of took my eye off it and just thought, oh, it is what it is. It's good whiskey, and that's why it's gone. I was in Dunkeld, seen it sitting on the shelf, and I was like, oh, I thought I don't need any more whiskey just now. I just bought a few bottles, and then do you know what? I liked it at the time. I'm going to go and buy it. So I've got it. I've got it sitting in the glass. Sorry it wasn't uncorking. When the in-laws were over, we opened a few bottles that hadn't been opened, and we got to share them, which was great. And this was one of them. So now we really get to sit, take it in, and see what this whiskey is doing. A lot going on, a lot of different characters. Craigellachie, big waxy notes. Kalila, we've got that style of peat. Sometimes it can be nice and light, can be fruitier notes when it's in bourbon, but we've got 18% in bourbon and 9% in red wine. Finished off the North British and a little bit of Knockdo. And I don't know much about Knockdo. I've not had much, but that's a high percentage of 21%. So colour of it is really nice. You can see, I think, a lot of the sherry influence in there with how dark it is. Give it a wee swirl in the glass. And as always, let's have a wee look at this see what the legs are doing. For 46%, non-chill filtered, natural colour. Again, they're taking their time. It's beading quite well, sitting in the glass quite well. The colour of it is, it's nice, you know. And that's it. The legs are just starting to come back down into liquid now. So we'll get this on the nose, we'll get it on the palate, and let's get an actual review. Because I was drinking a nice company, and wasn't really taking in the breakdown of what was going on in the whiskey, but now we can. So let's get this on the nose, on the palate, and let's get some tasting notes. The sweetness is there from the PX for sure. Kalila is trying to just come through. It's not overly peated. I think if you threw this in front of me, I would maybe struggle to find the peat in it. And I've had that before. I don't really get it on that, but on the palate, it can get you there on kind of back note. I really like that nose. Your PX, your sherry note, it's not overly sherried. It's got a good balance there. I think the virgin oak and the grain is levelled it out quite well. I don't get any of the red wine, it's a smaller percentage. I don't get much peat or smoke at all. Again, Smokin Riff, but I'm not getting that on the nose. A little bit of cinnamon, maybe soft caramelised chocolate as well. Maybe a little bit of that grain coming through. I just had a big day, and I got that kind of freshness, clean style of, kind of good grain. So North British, I like North British as well. Right, enough on the nose. We're getting a little bit of kind of rose petal there right at the end. Let's get it on the palate, eh? So, slange everyone. Hello, Kalila. There we are. Kalila's reminding us that it's in this bottle. That's nice Kalila. It's not overly powered because of the percentages that we're playing here, but it's there. That kind of typical grassy note from Kalila, slightly drying, but it's big, it's heavy as well with that Craigellachie in the back note. It's got the freshness of the North British grain. There's probably Knock 2 in there, but I don't know much about Knock 2. I don't actually think I've had Knock 2, especially core range. I don't remember. But that was a nice surprise. As I say, on the nose, I struggle to get peat. On the palate, it's there. It's drying at the end as well. I like that. I really like that mouthfeel. And I think I do really enjoy Clear, and I love Craigellachie. I'm slightly new to North British and grain, but when I've had my North British that I've got and other ones I've tried, I've really enjoyed. So I've got 3 out of the 4 whiskies that I enjoy. I can taste caveats of all of them here. The heaviness, the viscosity of a Craigellachie in a sherry cask, like worm tubs, great waxy, big bold notes, Clear, and it is the Smokin Riff. Here we come through, smoking in the backdrop. It's dry. There is the grassy notes. There's hay. There's soft butter note in there, like a toffee butter mix. Lighter notes as well. It's just an all-round really good dram. The 46% I think holds itself in it. Longevity. That's one I could sit here and talk for another 10 minutes before I even went back to try that again, just for how good the mouthfeel is. And there's just a lot going on. It's got a totally different nose to the palate, and I like that in a whiskey as well. I like to have the nuances of the differences in two things. Enjoy the nose. Not much has changed. That kind of potpourri, a lot going on with jumping all over the place, which again I like that. And there's something else there. There's a sweetness like sweets. You get the kind of more chewy sweets, squishies, drumstick squishies, or something just confectionery in there as well. It's finely balanced to me, and I think that's great. Turntable, I've always seen it, but I've never really went towards it until I tried it in the bar, and now I was able to pick up a bottle, and I'm glad I've got this now. The amazing wee shop in Dunkeld, the whiskey shop there is amazing. Tiny shop, maybe not much bigger than my whiskey room slash office, shall we call it. And the Dunkeld Whisky Shop is its name. And this was £50 or £55, one of the two. And they get some really cool bottles in. So I'm really glad they had this. Again, I was lucky because I wasn't looking for it, even though I liked it, and I was able to find it. So sometimes that helps. So when you're not looking for something, it'll pop up in front of you. And I've been able to get this. So I'm very happy. I think I'll be trying other ones at the turntable to see what else I can find, because I know they've got some really cool cask makeups. But great whiskey here. I think if I find it again, this is one I'd probably restock. I think this is a good standard one to have on the shelf. And for the price, £50, £55, non-age statement, yes, that's fine, but it's quality liquid, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to go and sit back and enjoy this, because it's going to take me a while because of how much is going on in there. And it's been a long day as well, so why not? It's just the legs on it. Brilliant. Well, I'll go and sit back. I'll go and finish this. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. If you've got any requests for any other whiskies, just let me know. I'll happily try and review them if I can. And I'm going to start going back to some whiskies that I've uncorked and I've maybe got through a little bit and revisit them to see if tasting notes have changed, because I think they have, in my opinion, from when I've tried them from the first time. But as always, join me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Sludge.